brand new today for the season. We've got our Heartwood Creek called Forever in My Heart Cardinal. Now, I remember one time having a cardinal piece with you that was so limited, we didn't even have a sample, and it sold out in like 4 minutes. This one, 300 have already been spoken for.
This is my favorite ornament.
How come?
It just hit the spot. You know, we have our brainstorming sessions, and when we have the brainstorming session, everybody throws their ideas all in there, and we'll end up typically with hundreds of ideas. Then we winnow it down to stuff that I can actually do. Then the list is sort of cryptic, you know. And this was like cardinal, you know, a cardinal and a heart. Or actually, it was cardinal and a wreath. That's what it was.
Oh, okay,
And so I'm thinking, okay, cardinal and a wreath. That's fine, but I want something that evokes some emotion. You know, that has some passion to it. And so I thought, well, maybe I'll make the wreath shaped like a heart. Then I thought, well, rather than totally just like a wreath, I want to do something that's really beautiful. So the first one I made, I silver leafed the shape, you know, and then with the red cardinal in there. And I thought, gosh, you know, this as much as anything I've ever done hits the spot because it tells the story. It's, you know, there's something about, you know, the cardinal going through the heart. Because if you lose somebody, it leaves a hole in your heart. And sometimes the image of a cardinal will fill that hole, you know? I had that experience myself. It's a very personal experience that I had when my mother passed away. And it meant so much to me. It touched me very much. And so it's something I've never forgotten. And another thing about cardinals is, interesting thing, they don't migrate. So even in the dead of winter, you know, when things are kind of, you know, they're sort of harsh, or you know, and you can have see that pop of color, and it's sort of a harbinger of things to come. That happened when I was a boy. My dad called me into the kitchen one early morning, and it had snowed, and we had this pear tree outside the window, and it was covered with snow, and so looking out the window, it was like mild blues and whites and everything of that. And right in the center was a brilliantly red cardinal.
I mean, it's floating
And my dad
through.
said, nobody does artwork like Mother Nature.
That's true.
And, that's what, it just inspires me, you know.
It's
a wonderful thing. Now that's done, this whole thing is done in conjunction with my good friend, Leesah Noon, who does Carrying Cardinals. This is an example. This right here is Leesah's mom, and Leesah's had a relationship with a cardinal relevant to the loss of her mom, too, and so it means a lot to her. And she and I have shared that, you know, that together, and so she's been sort of the inspiration for my cardinal collection. So
I love that. In a time of year too where I think you want to gift something to someone that might be going through that. It's a beautiful gift. It's a great piece for you to have yourself. You know, my dad would do that to me. He would pull me aside and show me the cardinals because he loved the contrast of the red and the white snow. You know, where he lives now, he's in Texas. He doesn't quite get white snow. But, you know, Jim Shore, my dad is a double lung transplant survivor. And he had a really tough go through that surgery. And there was a point where we weren't sure kind of how recovery was going to go, and so we went to go visit him, and all the grandkids drew a bunch of pictures to, you know, put up in front of his hospital bed so he could see. Well, my oldest niece, so my sister's daughter, my oldest niece, she decided to draw red cardinals.
Oh, beautiful.
And she did not know how much my dad loved them. And so when we put them up, I mean, just watching his face light up, and he couldn't speak, and he had a breathing tube, but he saw it, and he knew. You know, and my dad is still with us, and it's a miracle every single day. So
God bless him
there's
for
different ways I think some of us also interpret the beauty of the cardinal.
That's the thing about this particular ornament. This is not just a Christmas ornament or a, you know, seasonal thing, or it doesn't have to hang on a tree. This is something that you can give to somebody. They can have this out all year long, and it will speak to them in some very intimate ways, you know.
It's sold out, Jim.
It did.
I was going to try to update you, but we were talking so much about the piece. Congratulations if you were able to pick up on our cardinal ornament.
I'm gratified for that because I think everybody that gets